Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hey there, it's Shannon. I just wanted to remind everyone that we are re-releasing this episode of Monica's Lovers, which was originally released on February 11th, 2021. We were not even 2 years complete into our podcast, but this past week in September of 2025, the show did have Monica Quartermaine pass away, and we just don't have time to put together a proper tribute, but we thought that it would be fun to revisit this very fun recap of Monica's Lovers. Just remember, please, 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 we had only been podcasting for under 2 years. We have not re-listened to it since, so if it is bad, we are so sorry. But we hope you enjoy this revisit.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Port Charles 411. Today we're talking about Monica Quartermaine and her many lovers. If you don't know why I'm saying it like that, go back a couple episodes. I think it was like last fall. I don't even remember.
Who are we talking about?
I don't know. But we were just talking.
Was that Ava? Wasn't it Ava called Nicholas her lover? But the way she said it was like,
no.
I'm pretty sure that's where we got it from.
Could be. I don't know.
It's just weird. The use of the word lover is just weird.
It is weird.
I've never, ever referred to someone that way.
Last year for Valentine's Day, we did a recap of like all the Valentine's Day situations and stuff like that. So this year we decided to pick out a couple. And at first I was thinking we should do Monica and Ned because we've been referencing it a lot. And then we're like, no, we just got to do them all.
Monica and Ned wasn't as long as the other ones.
No.
So I'm glad we didn't just pick that one. And it was fun to watch the other ones.
It was. And so we went to General Hospital Fandom and a little bit of YouTube. We have them listed in the show notes or on our website. Just go to pier54podcast.com. But we also went to social media and asked people who was her best match. And I couldn't find a picture of her and Sean Donnelly, and I made the graphic before I started watching YouTube. Or I would have just grabbed something from there.
Yeah.
Because she has been linked with David Langton, Jeff Weber, Ned Ashton, Pierce Dorman, Alan Quartermaine, Rick Weber, and Sean Donnelly.
Mm-hmm.
But in all fairness, she's been on the show since 1977.
Okay, no, someone else said that to me, and in all fairness, she was married to Alan for the bulk of that. So
she was married for all of them.
Yeah. So the issue is not that she's had a lot of male companions. The issue is that she's had those while legally married to Alan.
Or somebody else.
Yes. But it was for the longest time Alan.
Yes.
Most of those affairs happened when she was married to Alan.
Say her and Alan were the best.
Yes.
There was a couple, Ned, Loose Smoke in 9-1. I actually liked her with Sean Donnelly, which I did not get to finish.
I only watched like how they started, like why they started, and then their love scene that wasn't really a love scene that I watched with them in bed talking.
I mean, she's been around so long that I couldn't even find.
No.
Watching her and Jeff and her and Rick was difficult.
Yes.
Because it was very much someone had taped a VHS that they were playing and had a camcorder recording the TV.
Yes.
It was flipping.
Yeah.
It was all over the place.
It was. I tried watching that one also and I gave up.
Well, so we're not going to do, at first, as I was reading for information about Monica's love life, I was like, oh my gosh, is her entire bio just her affairs? It's not, so we're not getting into all of that.
Okay.
But did you know that Leslie Charleston is actually a recast?
No.
Yeah. Patsy Ron was the original Monica Quartermaine when she showed up in 1977. Leslie has been on the show since Patsy Ron was from 76 to 77. So I'm guessing, but then I see everywhere that she came in 77. So whatever. But then Leslie Charleston came from 1977 to present, temporarily recast by Patty McCormick in 2018, to which we did not like.
No.
At all.
No.
I'm pretty sure that that's what really lit the fire under us having to do this podcast. I mean, we have been talking about it, and we just kept going on and on about how we just don't like her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so first appearance, 1976. Okay. So something that happened off screen before Monica came to Port Charles was that she had had an affair with David Langton and given birth to a daughter, Dawn Winthrop, but she had given her up for adoption. That'll come into play later, but just wanted to get that.
Right, because it happened off screen.
Yep.
And I hate whenever they do those kind of things and then bring it back later and you're like, wait, what? When did that happen?
And we are totally going to be missing a lot of stuff specifically with Jeff and Rick because...
Yeah, that was all stuff that happened before we were born also. And you couldn't find stuff.
No, it was very difficult to find.
It was. There wasn't that many episodes and whatever it was very scratchy. I mean, again, people were recording in the 70s with their...
I mean, tried, and even just Googling their names together, it all redirected back to General Hospital fandom. So this is where we are. It's where we are.
Right. As always, if you have more information, let us know.
Totally want to know.
Because we love hearing all the stuff we don't know.
Or even her affair with Sean Donnelly. Written, there wasn't very much about it, and I just couldn't get through all of the YouTube.
There was a lot. And we'll talk about it obviously as we get there, but there was a lot of side storyline with that because the Quartermaines were trying to get into Sean's business.
Yes.
And so every time you tried to watch information about them, you then had to watch way too much about the business transactions that I'm sure played into things that happened in their affair, but that's not what we were looking for right now.
Right. So Monica arrived in Port Charles in 1976, having recently married Jeff Weber. And he was played by Richard Dean Anderson, a.k.a. MacGyver, which somebody asked on Instagram. They're like, wait, is that Richard Dean Anderson? And I'm like, yeah.
You're such a geek.
He's also someone who was on General Hospital before he made it big.
I know, but I just love how excited you get. It was MacGyver.
Wait until the end, but I'm just going to say it now. She was married to MacGyver and Prince Charming.
Wow.
Because Stuart Damon played Prince Charming in Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, opposite of Leslie Ann Warren as Cinderella. It's wonderful. And he sang the song that he sang in
at the nurse's ball.
At the nurse's ball.
Yes.
It was beautiful. Okay. So Steve Hardy had tapped the young married Webers for a bold new experimental program at the hospital called Mr. and Mrs. Intern. We had talked about this.
Yes.
I can't remember why, but...
Because we had talked about Steve, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, maybe we did. Oh, we did talk about... I don't know. I don't remember why we talked about...
I think that came into play with him. I know.
Better notes.
Yes.
And...
I agree, because sometimes I can't remember what we talked about.
Exactly. Do what it has done. So
yes.
Thank you all so much. By the way, if you could share this with all your other General Hospital loving friends, would be much appreciated because we were having a blast. Anyway, back to the show. So for Steve, the Mr. and Mrs. Intern experiment was a noble gamble. He believed that Jeff and Monica were a perfect choice. It was 6 months into their marriage. Steve assumed that they were ideally happy, but in actuality, their marriage was a wreck. So she came in, to quote Miley Cyrus, like a wrecking ball. Jeff feared that everyone at GH was comparing him to his dead brother, Rick, who was first played by Michael Gregory and later by Chris Robinson. He missed his brother greatly, as did his wife, Monica, who had once been engaged to Rick.
So I'm glad that this whole storyline of being with brothers and family members has just been an ongoing thing forever.
Right. But I mean, she came in with all of this. Suddenly, Rick reappeared alive, revealing that he had been captured by African revolutionaries during the Civil War and held prisoner for 10 months. So she was engaged to him. He was only missing for 10 months. Mm-hmm. And she, in that time, had turned around and married his younger brother.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he probably hadn't even been declared dead yet.
Maybe she should talk to Maxie.
Maybe.
Let her know how that's not a good idea.
Oh my gosh, Monica Okay, yeah. Monica and Rick were still in love. Jeff grew angry and jealous as their feelings developed into an affair. So in response, he had an affair with Heather Grant.
Of course.
Who is Heather Weber, a scheming nanny who wanted Jeff to herself. She became pregnant but didn't tell anyone, not even Jeff. Suddenly, Jeff disappeared and no one knew where he was for a time until he showed up at a Port Charles bar called Barney's Place.
We could bring back Barney's Place.
Let's bring back Barney's Place.
That sounds fun.
Where he was drunk and high on amphetamine. I mean, it doesn't sound that fun, but Jeff then stole a gun kept in the back of the bar and was found unconscious with a bullet in his brain.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah. Jeff had a slow recovery from his bullet wound. Out of guilt, Monica reconciled with him when Heather revealed to Jeff that she was pregnant, Jeff told her to abort the baby.
Oh, what a jerk.
So that he could be with Monica. Heather responded by faking suicide and demanding Jeff leave Monica. He refused. Heather then opted to move to New York and give birth to a baby and sell it to Peter and Diana Taylor for $10,000, though she told Jeff the baby had died. Monica, meanwhile, was shaken by the fact that her previous lover, Rick Weber, had asked Leslie Faulkner to marry him, and so Monica asked Jeff for a divorce.
Wow.
So her response to Rick getting engaged was her asking her husband for a divorce? It seems more likely the other way around. Like if Rick was getting a divorce, then she would ask Jeff for a divorce too.
Right. I would have thought she would have tried to get pregnant on purpose just to solidify, look, I'm so happy.
Oh, okay.
Well, isn't that what they do?
But she didn't want to be with Jeff. She wanted to be with Rick.
Yeah, but Rick's now engaged to somebody else.
Yeah.
So to show Rick that I'm happy, I'm, of course, going to have a baby with my husband.
Yes. Okay. I understand. I see what you're saying.
Duh. That's not your logic? No. Monica was devastated and tried to put a stop to Rick's engagement by blackmailing Leslie into turning down Rick's proposal. If Leslie didn't, Monica would tell the hospital board of Monica's affair with Rick, denying him the opportunity to become chief of cardiology at General Hospital. During the argument, a pregnant Leslie fell down the stairs and miscarried. Leslie was despondent and called off her engagement to Rick, hoping to save Rick's career. Meanwhile, Monica and Rick talk about how important the promotion is to Rick, and Monica realizes she cannot go through with her threat, but doesn't tell Leslie as much. Of course not. Leslie and Rick are married in October 1977. Oh, good. There was an October wedding.
There we go.
We just asked for one of those.
Laura got married in November.
Yes.
Okay.
But that was also a million years ago. So maybe it's just recently that we have to get married on holidays?
Maybe.
I guess so. Rick and Monica's relationship becomes embittered, and Monica nearly loses her job, though Leslie sets aside her personal feelings and vouches for Monica's talent as a doctor to Steve Hardy, saving her job.
Leslie has always taken the high ground.
Yes.
Because, as we talked about with Leslie,
right,
she went and asked Monica to have dinner together. She tries to save Monica's job. Right. She delivers AJ, which we've already talked about and we'll talk about again.
Yeah.
And I watched those episodes and she was very, very kind. I mean, it was not the situation like Peter where okay, I'm the only one here. Okay, she was, but she definitely responded in she would have done that for anybody.
Yes. And I wish that they would bring that into the relationship more, because whenever you see them, I mean, we said it, we thought that they hated each other at every level, because every time that they see each other now, they're making nasty comments to each other.
Yep.
So I wonder if we'll get some good scenes between them now that they're both there.
Oh,
that would be good.
Yay.
Oh my gosh.
One thing that I did notice through reading or watching stuff, Monica is always at a conference. She's always. So why don't we talk about that with like Felix and Lucas and everything? Like when they go away, why don't you have them come back and be like, oh, I was studying abroad, or I was doing Doctors Without Borders or something like that, you know?
Right.
Not just, oh yeah, I've been
disappeared
in the lab for months.
I'm sorry. You're so angry. Sorry. Do you want to go?
Okay.
Okay. Rick and Monica's relationship. Nope, I read that. Monica claims to be moving on, but she and Rick are forced to work together with Dr. Alan Quartermaine, Stuart Damon, on plans for a new wing at the hospital. Monica makes a last-ditch effort to bed Rick while trapped in a remote ranger station overnight during a storm. Okay, I feel like I really wish that I could have watched that while working on a project, but is turned down. That had to hurt. While Monica continues to antagonize Leslie and Rick, she soon begins a relationship with Alan, though she's still very much attracted to Rick. See, that was her problem. You need to fully end that one relationship before you move on to the next, which she is apparently not very good at doing.
No. Monica has her doubts about her relationship with Alan, but these were soon overshadowed when Monica's foster mother, Gail Adamson, discovered that Monica had slept with Gail's late husband, Greg.
Ew.
Gail did not believe Monica's explanation that Greg had forced her into an affair and cut ties with Monica, and Monica turned to Alan for support and agreed to marry him. I also read somewhere that he actually raped her.
Yes.
So I don't like that.
No.
After their 1978 wedding, Alan bought a mansion for Monica as a wedding present, and his family ended up living there as well. So a couple important things to note here. For some reason, I always thought that it was the Quartermaine mansion that Alan was inheriting, but maybe had gotten ahead of time, and he gave it as a gift to Monica. No,
right.
He just straight up bought the mansion and then moved mom and dad in.
Yeah.
And everyone. So it is legit her house. So when you hear her saying, Alan gave it to me, he really did. It wasn't just...
Someone should remind Tracy of that because she likes to throw it up in her face all the time and know it was bought.
Were you under that impression?
Yes.
That like it was the family's and he just got it? Yeah.
Right. Well, where else would they have lived beforehand? So I thought that they were there.
Into my second point. Remember, the Quartermaines weren't in Port Charles until 1978 is when they first came.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So,
see?
This is why
I'm glad that the rating makes sense and pulls it all together. Yeah. I want to know where I find a man that's going to buy me a mansion as a wedding present because that sounds awesome.
Right. However, within a year of her second marriage, Monica once again fell into Rick's arms and the two had a one-night stand. Monica was pregnant and did not know who the father was. Monica gave birth to a son, AJ. Monica believed that Rick was the father and Rick and Leslie divorced so Rick and Monica could be together. Alan was enraged by this turn of events and made several attempts to kill Rick and Monica, but was thwarted at every attempt. Oh my gosh, I watched like 2 episodes. First of all, in the 70s, how was everybody so super skinny?
I don't know.
Do you notice that?
Yes.
So he followed Rick and Monica went to the beach and they were like, it was Michael. Was it Michael Weber, one of the adopted kids or foster kids?
I don't know.
I feel like we talked about this.
Okay.
And I can't, but I feel like it was a blip and we're like, we don't know who that is. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Well, his name was Michael.
Okay.
And so they were spending the day at the beach. First of all, this is back when they would actually go on location for stuff because they were actually at a marina, actually on the beach. They stopped and got fish and chips. Alan was stalking them. But he's wearing such the 70s outfit of like the polyester pants. And he is... I know Alan got bigger later. I mean, as he aged, as we all do.
Right, right.
But I never thought he was... But when you look at him at 1978, he is like a beanpole. And he looks much taller. But anyway, so he's wearing these polyester pants and this turtleneck. And
maybe he had those shoes, the 70s shoes
jacket
that made him taller.
Over top of it. And he's wearing those big aviator glasses, like lurking in between the boats and stalking them and like climbing down the rocks as they are. I think they might have been getting it on the... And Monica was like super tiny too. I mean, it was just, I don't understand it. Like,
I have an issue with the fact he's
other
trying to kill someone that's pregnant.
She wasn't pregnant. This was after AJ.
Oh, okay.
After AJ was born.
Okay. Well, still, she's a mom. You probably
killing her.
Well, you shouldn't kill a mom.
Well, so they're having this great day, and then that Michael kid goes off fishing with people, and he follows them. I guess Rick had rented like a cabin that was over something, and well, so Alan had a gun, and I'm sorry. So go way back. Before they got to the beach, he followed her to Rick's apartment.
Okay.
And he actually like opened up the door and you could barely see through the crack that like Monica and Rick were kissing and everything. And that's when he had the gun. And then he hid around the corner as they left and then he followed them. And then we see him, going down the steps, or not the steps, the rocks, like the big, big rock, and just following them all over. So they get fish and chips and have them with Michael, and then they leave, and then he stops and gets fish and chips. And they have this, first of all, the 70s music. I love 70s pop music. Okay. Marvin Hamlish-y music that is just, the
it's the get it on music, but okay.
It's not the get it on music. It's the music that, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So they have this shot of him walking down the street, and it's kind of like you're looking up from the street of him just walking down the street eating these fish and chips. It was, I don't know. I liked how they filmed it too. So then they go up into the top of wherever they are going to make love, and you hear Alan almost shot at them. And then there's in his head voice that says, no, I need to wait for them to be alone before I shoot them, before I kill them.
Oh.
And I mean, he just keeps like repeating it over and over again. And then he sees them go up into this room, and that's where I kind of stopped with them. So I gave myself a cliffhanger, but
yeah,
it said something about before the explosion, but then there wasn't an explosion. So then I read something about the fact that she and Alan were in an explosion, but I couldn't get any more details.
Oh,
so please fill me in and just tell me what you guys were, what they were eating in the 70s? They didn't have as much junk in their food. Even the health food didn't have as much fillers and junk and everything. That's why everybody was so...
Yeah.
Did I sound like super judgy about that? Or was it just...
No, I think you're super jealous. Like now we go and things are automatically super, super extra larges, whether you want it or not. And then you eat it all. And that's why you're not looking like they did in the 70s.
It has a bunch of junk in it. But it's just funny to look at them because, we know Alan from the 90s.
Right. And I think that part of that is also, though, the fact that they were how much younger. We know it is way easier to be skinny when you're younger than it is
I am
as
not
an
the
adult.
same size that I was when I was like 25.
No.
Nope. Aging stinks. So where were we?
Unless you're Monica, then you just get a bunch of young lovers and you're all good. The first sentence, we just talked about the mansion.
No, and then, but he was thwarted at every attempt. So I don't know the other times that he tried to kill them. So you guys need to fill us in if you watched this in 78.
Right.
What else did he try to do? Because Monica does say it sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Like she definitely brings it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, both Monica and Alan realized that AJ was indeed Alan's son and not Rick's.
Eventually. How do you just I
don't know.
Figure that out?
Well, and someone told us that we need to watch the reveal of Alan actually being AJ's dad.
Okay.
And I forgot to. Monica attempted to hide this fact from Rick, but Alan eventually exposed the truth. Rick, disgusted with Monica's continued manipulations, left her and went back to Leslie. Monica felt that she had no other alternative but to stay with Alan.
I feel bad for Leslie there.
Yeah.
She should have been like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not getting back together with you. I'm not your second choice. Thanks anyway.
She deserves to be first choice.
Exactly.
Yes.
No. Well, now I'm sad for her. Following their reconciliation, Monica refused to sleep with Alan and insisted on separate rooms. Alan grew frustrated, and in 1981, he embarked on an affair with Susan Moore, who became pregnant, because they all do, and gave birth to Alan's son, Jason. In 1983, Susan was murdered, and Alan fought Susan's cousin, Heather, which would be Heather Weber.
Mm-hmm.
She's so whatever, though. Like, she's in all the bad storylines, no matter where she is in story. Though. Yes. Yes, your note says the same Heather whom Jeff had cheated on Monica with several years earlier, but it's just crazy that she's in everything for custody of the baby. Susan was a niece of Alice Grant, who was Heather's mother. Monica was not pleased at having her husband's illegitimate offspring in the house at first, but eventually grew to love Jason as if he were her own. She later legally adopted him as well. I can't imagine Jason not being Monica's. Like, I know, obviously, I knew that he was adopted, but they have such a good relationship, especially even now with all the stuff that Jason's been through. It would have been so weird if they hadn't let them develop that relationship back then.
But they've struggled with their relationship, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still a good mom relationship. In 1986, Monica had an affair with Sean Donnelly, the late John Riley. Started while Sean was in the hospital. They kissed. So he was in the hospital, but he was prolonging trying to stay in the hospital.
Yeah, he kept stealing pills.
Yes, because he didn't
heart issues.
Right, like an arrhythmia, because he didn't want to go to jail.
Everything.
But I didn't know what he was going to jail for.
I don't know either.
Okay. I wondered if I mean, obviously I missed it, but I wondered if you had seen that.
Nope.
Alan had actually forced Monica to sleep with him one night, and she was very angry about it the next day. She even said that he had forced himself on her. Marital rape is a thing.
I wrote some of this.
You did. Marital rape is a thing. I'm like, that's all, Shannon. Well, not that it's not, but yes.
You know, he did force her. Like, he grabbed her and kissed her. And the next day, she was giving him the cold shoulder. And she's like, you forced yourself on me last night. And I'm like, people don't realize that, like, you can actually be raped by your spouse.
Right. No means no, no matter what your relationship
exactly
is. Yeah.
But then after I wrote that, Edward and Lila came. Oh, and it was so great to see Lila walking around, and it was great. And Edward says to Alan, what the heck did you do to her? You know, and Alan's like, I did what you said. I took her to bed. So
yikes.
That was the information that his dad had given him. But so I'm not saying that Alan should not have done it.
Right. But times were different in the 80s.
Alan was like,
yes,
she won't touch me. And Edward's like, you take her.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't think he meant rape her.
Right.
It was, no, you have to seduce her. Like, you got to put some effort into it, man.
Exactly.
You know, not just, but he should have
been a little more clear. But I feel like Alan should know at the end of the day, no matter what, that wasn't okay.
Yeah,
and
he didn't. That's the thing. Because then Edward's like, well, you must have done a good job at it because she seems all flustered, you know, and all that stuff. And he said, there's no problem in a marriage that cannot be solved in a bedroom.
Wow.
So
I'm going to
why Lila was always so happy.
I'm going to highly disagree with that, but okay.
I 100% agree. But it was a really interesting.
But that was Edward too. Yeah. That was kind of he was a man's man.
But it was a very interesting, looking at it now, that would never be done or said or anything, but
it was the 80s. That's how things were. Things were different. I mean, you can just see that through all the different rape storylines. How many times talking about the 70s are we like, oh yeah, he raped her. Oh yeah. That doesn't, not that it doesn't happen now, but they don't portray it with that.
Right.
Yeah, that just happened.
And she did not say you raped me. It was
right.
Just, you forced yourself.
Yes, exactly. Monica told Alan he needed to move out, and when he refused, she said she would. Monica wound up kicking all the Quartermaines out of the mansion, which I just love, again, about the fact that it's hers. And you said needs to do more research into finding conflicting information.
So I wanted to know why she kicked them out. Like, did she kick them out because Alan had forced himself on her and was like trying to force a relationship that wasn't there? And she was like, you know what? Forget it. Get out. Because she said that she would move out, and then he said that no. She told him to move out, and he said no. And then she said, fine, I will. But then I was wondering, maybe she was like, no, forget it. You gave me this house.
I bet it was a combination of all of it. Because again, like your note says here, that was when she was involved with Sean, and they were trying to take over his corporation and stuff. So I more,
because through everything that she and Sean were doing, the Quartermaines wound up bankrupt.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And they were trying to use her because the one clip that I watched a couple clips, but the one clip, after Sean got out of the hospital, or Sean was getting ready to get out of the hospital, Edward said to her, did you ask Sean about whatever's going on with his business? And she was like, no, I haven't seen him. Ask him yourself.
Right.
So she was trying to not be, but they set her up for that affair. Not that it's ever okay to cheat, but they were pushing her on him. What did you think was going to happen at this?
Yeah.
As Alan's being a jerk, and now you're pushing me into spending time with this guy.
Sean is totally, and that's the thing too. So I didn't finish the Sean Donnelly stuff. Did Sean actually like her, or was he also trying to play her because he knew that she and Alan were having problems?
Right. Because they said,
he's like, I wish that all my doctors were as beautiful as you. And so was he just being a little charmer?
I don't know. I hope not, because I love Sean. But
would Sean have done that?
I don't know, because I don't know Sean back then. Okay. But I know that he set them up with the documents that were from Puerto Rico, Brazil. I don't know where they were.
Yeah.
Okay. So he had a partner in, I think it was Brazil. Okay. It might have been Puerto Rico. Anyway, one of those places that they just happened to have business partners at. And so the Quartermaines sent someone down there to find information.
Okay.
And whenever he got down there, he started hooking up with some girl that worked for that guy. And the girl came to him and was like, here, I have this information for you.
So he could have been using Monica.
He totally could have. Because then whenever they computed the value of the company or whatever, the spy for the Quartermaines called back and was like, oh my gosh, there's all this information. And Sean later was talking to his friend there and was like, oh yeah, I set the bait and they totally took it, blah, blah, blah.
So he totally could have.
He totally could have, but I'm hoping
Tiffany changed him.
I'm hoping not, because I love him.
Tiffany changed him.
Okay.
So you can still have your love.
Okay.
But perhaps before. And that's the thing. I wish we had thought about this a long time ago to do this, because I would have loved to have watched. There was 154 episodes in the Sean Donnelly.
But again, a lot of it was that business
over
stuff.
600 for Alan and Monica.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We did not have enough time.
No matter when we would have started, we wouldn't have been able. Again, we can't watch all of the years of General Hospital, which
we do have other things that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Maybe. But so that's kind of where I was with that thought. Because I'm like, okay, why did she kick them out? Because all that it says, here's how the sentence originally read was, it was the original sentence that I then went and did like extra research was, in 1986, Monica had an affair with Sean Donnelly and kicked all the Quartermaines out of the mansion.
Yeah, that's lacking a little information.
Yeah. So I did my best.
Right.
You can obviously tell where I added my stuff, but Yes. Okay. Let's get back to it.
Right. So Alan concocted a bizarre scheme to frame Sean for his murder and even went missing for several months as part of the plan. Eventually, Sean left Monica for Tiffany Hill. I love Tiffany. And Monica reluctantly reconciled with Alan and let the Quartermaines move back into the mansion. So yeah, from that, I would take that it all had to do
that we're missing. Yeah.
With that. I don't care as long as he ended up with Tiffany. But I do feel bad that Monica kept going back to Alan as a last resort.
Right.
They do have
I'm never going to be able to escape him.
Yes, they do have a great love story when they're in love, but a lot of the time that they kept going back to each other was like, meh, I don't have anybody else, so I might as well be living in this mansion, and that's just not okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, go ahead.
Monica went away to a spa resort and ended up sleeping with one of the workers there, a young man named Ward.
Young man.
To Monica's surprise, Ward turned out to be Ned Ashton, at the time played by Kurt McKinney, the son of her sister-in-law, Tracy Quartermaine, and thus Alan's nephew.
Ew.
Ned was fired from the spa for fraternizing with a guest. I think he did more than fraternizing, but fraternizing.
It was a private lesson, okay?
Dirty dancing. The two agreed to keep the affair a secret when Ned finally arrived in Port Charles. But soon, another secret of Monica's would come out. Monica's secret daughter, Dawn Winthrop, turned up and began dating Ned.
Ew.
They were to be married, but on their wedding day, Dawn found out about his affair with Monica and called off the wedding. Monica and Ned were forced to tell the entire family about their affair, and Alan physically attacked Ned. These two secrets proved to be the death blow to Monica and Alan's marriage, and the two divorced. Alan later married Lucy Coe in 1990.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I totally remember him and Lucy, but I didn't realize that Ned was what pushed them together.
Yeah.
Or pushed the divorce to be finalized. Okay, Ned was young. Like, that was...
I'm pretty sure she was getting her groove back.
Young. Like, wow, young. I liked the attraction part of it, like you're sad and you're mad and whatever, and this cute tennis pro is all about you or whatever. But whenever she told him that they needed to end things, did you watch that?
I didn't.
Okay. Apparently they had done a tennis lesson together and she kicked his butt. Okay. And so he had made a bet with her that if she won, he would take her out to dinner or something. So she shows up, or she's in the shower, and one of the hotel workers is knocking on the door. And so she goes and answers it. And the hotel worker is like, your husband just called. He said he'll be at this number for the next 5 minutes. So she's complaining to herself about, why is he calling me, telling me I have 5 minutes to call him back? Like, obviously there's something going on with them. You can already tell.
Right.
And then Ned walks in. The hotel worker left the door open. They were like individual little like shacks that you stayed in.
Okay.
The hotel worker left the door open, which I don't know why you would do that, but okay. And so Ned like walks in and she's in her nightgown and getting ready to call Alan. Okay. And he says, I'm ready to pay my debt. And she's like, oh no, we were just joking. And he's like, no, I'm going to take you out to lunch, dinner, whatever. I guess it was lunch because it was earlier in the day. So they go out to lunch at this diner and it's like below her normal standards. And she said something about she's scared of those kind of places. She feels like they have health violations.
Like a dive bar or something?
Yeah, it was like a diner. Like the diner's like around us. Okay. Yeah, like a cute whatever diner.
Like a diner.
But yeah, diner. I don't know how else to describe it. And she's like, she doesn't say this is below me, but she's like, I don't really eat in places like this. And he's like, oh no, they have the best food here, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I didn't watch how the night progressed.
Dives have
yes,
awesome food.
Exactly. So they end up hooking up, and then the next morning she's like watching him sleep, and then he wakes up and she's sitting in a chair and she says, you know, you gave me such a great night and I really care about you, but this has to be over. And he's like, no, I know you don't mean that. And it was one night.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be a jerk, but when they say affair, I assume this was ongoing for months and months and months.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how long she stayed.
No, because it says that she, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how long she was staying at this resort.
Right.
Like she left and he was like, no, don't leave yet. And like they made out again or whatever. So I don't know how many times they actually hooked up, but it doesn't feel to me, please again, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't feel like it could have been more than a week tops. So why are we so invested in this? No, please don't leave me. That's weird.
Except for that's what the entire premise of Grease was based on.
I guess so. It was really cute though to hear Ned talk because you could tell.
They had the whole summer together though.
True.
So it was more than once.
He was totally like she had made an impression on him.
Oh.
It didn't say that. Oh my God, I hope not. It didn't say that. But just the way he was talking to her, it was like he really liked her. And so he was like pouring his heart out to her. And it was cute the way that.
Oh, I'll have to watch that.
Except for at the same time, you're going, oh my God, he's so young. He's so young. He's so young. So I don't know. I would like to know if it occurred more outside of that. I feel like it couldn't have.
It should have, though, just because of how it's talked about.
See, I don't think that it is, though. Now I really do want to know. We'll have to see
finish watching.
People answer or finish watching or whatever.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a ton of it either. I mean, again, I wasn't spending all day watching just Ned and her, but she at least tried to end it after the first time. And he was already like, no, please, which is weird to me.
Interesting.
So after Alan's marriage to Lucy also proved a disaster, because who didn't see that coming, Monica and Alan were drawn back together by their son AJ's rebellious behavior. In 1991, the two remarried, and the next 3 years of their marriage were relatively calm, which is odd for any Quartermaine relationship. Although the return of David Langdon, Dawn's father, I don't remember.
I think that was before me.
I don't remember. 91, I would have been like, off and on.
Right.
AJ's relationship with David's daughter, Nikki, and Alan's friendship with Rhonda Wexler did give the couple... Exactly.
You're like, forget Nikki and David.
The only thing that matters is Rhonda Wexler did give the couple some cause for concern. Is it going to get us into Rhonda Wexler later?
No, but do you want to fill us in? Because Alan had an affair with her.
Yes, because Karen was thought to be his daughter for a minute, and then it turned out that no, she was Scotty's.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
Okay.
I just have to say it like that because I love Karen. So Rhonda Wexler.
They didn't.
Yeah. But
and that's the thing. Like, I had to piece together, and I took out some stuff just because I was like, no, that is not relationship.
Yeah.
But see,
I would have
friendship, because you're right. Because when we talked about the pill thing.
Right. So I don't know. Again, in 91, I would have been 11. So I would have been watching it, like hearing it in the background as my mom was watching it, not actually watching it, because I didn't know that Alan and Rhonda had something going until Karen, which would have been like 96, 97 or whatever. Although that wouldn't have made sense. How would they have thought?
They didn't have an affair?
But how would they have thought that Karen was
right? Cause that's
Alan's?
So it would have been pre.
Right.
Yeah. So it would have been before he had been with Monica. She was probably just the ex-flame that showed up.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't realize the math there was so close.
Yeah, that's 5 years. And
yeah.
Karen was not 5.
No, she wasn't.
No.
So Monica battled breast cancer. This is when I was like really getting into it. And she tried to push Alan away. He tried to stay close. AJ's alcoholism led to a car accident involving him and Jason, which then changed Jason's personality. That was the whole slamming into the tree thing. As a result of all the tragedy in her life, Monica separated from Alan and longed to make herself feel better. You want to?
Monica, this is what I remember.
You want to tell us
what I spent most of the time watching?
Yeah, that was when I started watching because that was whenever. So Monica had breast cancer, and then she went to that retreat, and that's whenever she met Paige was her name.
Yep.
Emily's mom, and that's how she ended up with Emily. So that was what got me really hooked.
Yep. So
this was the good one.
This is a very good one.
I'm so glad that you put who he is, because when I saw him, I was like, oh my God, I know him. I know him. Who is that? Thank you.
So
Go ahead.
Monica embarked on an affair with Dr. Pierce Dorman, who's played by the guy who played Bob from Desperate Housewives, Tuck Watson.
I'm so glad that you put that because I could not place how I knew him, but I knew him.
And I was like, wait. And so I followed the line. So he was Bob from Desperate Housewives.
Thank you.
And he was not the first Pierce. There was another Pierce, but he played him the longest. I think that the other one only had like 1 or 2 episodes. Kind of like the first TJ.
Oh, okay.
You know, which predictably ended in a disaster when Dorman made false allegations of sexual harassment against Monica. So if you watch Desperate Housewives, Bob is a sweetheart.
Yes.
He is a doll.
Yes. Yes.
The exact opposite is Pierce Dorman.
Mm-hmm.
When she went to break off the affair, he had like arranged champagne and all this stuff. He started basically saying, you know, you're just a 2-bit whatever. You're just a middle-aged housewife.
That was so
or something like
awful.
that.
He was like, you know, I'm your last chance at a younger man affair.
It's a seller's market and I have what you need.
Yes.
Whatever. And then he started to drink the champagne and then he slammed it up against the wall and then he started to get abusive.
Yeah.
So then he brought those sexual harassment charges, and Alan didn't believe it.
Right.
You know, she straight went to Alan and said, this is going to happen. And she was like, I'm going to get my own attorney, but I want you to know.
Mm-hmm.
Because they weren't together.
Right.
Alan's like, well, this is ridiculous. You know, it's false because he didn't think it was true. And she said, no, it is. Because he's like, he'll need receipts. He'll need phone calls, you know that. And she goes, he has it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she admitted it happened the day that Alan left.
Right.
The day that he moved out was the day that she first slept with Pierce. And in court, Dorman's lawyers brought up all of Monica's past indiscretions, including her affair with Ned, and he wound up winning the case. And he also kind of went after Emily.
Yes.
He insulted Monica in the parking garage.
Mm-hmm.
And Alan was like, no.
Yeah, he was like, don't touch my wife.
But before that, he had he threatened to kill him, which then somebody else was listening. But he was so creepy and so horrible. So good.
Yes, he was. He was awful. There was like 2 different times that she tried to break up with him. And he was like, this affair ends when I say it ends.
Yes.
And then he brought in the whole Emily stuff. Well, I had to talk with your daughter today.
To take care of it.
Yes.
She ended up making it worse.
Of course, because that's what 13. She must have been like 13, 14 at that time, if that.
She was very young.
Yes.
But
those were the
she was
best
so worried
scenes.
about Monica and Alan because she just wanted them to be together.
Well, right, she just
been with them
lost her mom or was in the process of losing her mom. Like, come on.
She was already,
was she already gone? I wasn't sure where it had happened.
They would call her, they referred to her as their daughter, but she was still calling them Alan and Monica.
Okay.
But Pierce Dorman
he brought it.
I felt like it was probably my first, oh my gosh, what the heck is happening? Because then she winds up kidnapping him and torturing him. And it was the best. Like, why don't we have this Monica anymore? I text you that.
You did. I think it's really funny,
I tried not to, but I was just like, why? I mean, okay, she shouldn't have been doing the things that she was doing. She kidnapped him. She injected him. But just the way that they even filmed it, too, it was so good. Okay, what were you going to say?
I just love how whenever we talk about the guys, we're like, oh, that was so awful. He was such a jerk. But whenever the women retaliate in these awful ways, we're like, yes, these were so good.
Okay, but if it was the flip.
It was retaliation, yes, for his. I mean, he really was awful. He was awful.
He was also a drug dealer, but we're not even going to. I mean, he did we could just do a whole thing on him.
Yes, there you go.
He was like a hot Cyrus.
There you go. I liked it.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much for telling me who's from Desperate Housewives.
You're welcome. And because he won the case, Monica was fired from GH. Oops.
We should do that. How many times has Monica been fired?
There we go.
GH?
Or almost.
We could do a whole 3 months of Monica storylines.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Monica was shocked to learn that Alan was addicted to painkillers and had become a junkie.
That was the other thing.
Yes. So Alan is that even a thing? He needed his tendon replaced or repaired. I guess repaired would make sense, but they said replaced, I thought. Anyway, in his arm.
I would imagine
And
so.
Pierce was doing the operation and he Alan said, if I die, will you let my next of kin know? Because he hadn't told anyone he was going for surgery. And Pierce was like, oh yes, Monica is going to have a nice surprise later. And it was all creepy. Like, he's definitely going to kill him. And then Monica found out and went into the operating room.
Didn't Amy spill the
Yes. But she wasn't even trying at first.
No.
She was just like, yeah, he's unavailable. He's in surgery. Oops. So Monica went to observe and she even said, why is he under this kind of anesthesia? He could be under just the general. And he was like, I'm handling it. This is my case. Alan knew all of the things that may happen whenever he went into this. But then he did do the surgery correctly and everything was fine. So yeah, Alan got, again, not to make an excuse, but Alan got addicted to the painkillers because of his arm, right? He wasn't addicted to them beforehand.
No, it was...
Okay. Well, they showed him in the hospital with his arm in the sling, like slipping a pill. And then later she was like, you haven't taken any pain pills, take one.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if it had been a problem before that.
No.
Okay. She kicked him out of the mansion when he refused to get professional help and took over as chief of staff as GH. Wasn't she just fired a minute ago? How did she become chief of staff?
I don't know. We just stuck with the love story part.
Alan's efforts to help kick his addiction.
Because when all the stuff with Dorman came,
Oh, okay.
I believe that she was rehired because
it came out that he was a jerk.
Truth came out.
Got it.
Yes.
Alan's efforts to help kick his addiction took a toll on the marriage. However, when Alan saved the life of Max Scorpio after he had been shot at his club, Monica regained faith in Alan. Monica took Alan back when he finally got professional help for his addiction and returned to his old self. Good job, Monica, for waiting until he had actually got the proper help that he needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alan and Monica briefly considered trying for another baby in 2001.
What?
They later decided to renew their vows, only for Skye Chandler to turn up and claim that she was Alan's daughter. All of this just reminds me of my childhood. I mean, I'm just like, I remember...
You should clarify because of watching GH, not that these types of things were happening in your family.
I remember watching this.
I remember that one time that kid showed up and said he was my dad's kid. No.
They later decided to renew their vows only for Sky Chandler to turn up and claim that she was Alan's daughter. While Monica and Sky clashed at first, they eventually established a cordial relationship, and Monica was even allowed Sky to stay at the mansion after Tracy revealed that she wasn't Alan's daughter after all. We should also do that. How many fake Quartermaine heirs?
Yeah.
And it's not because of them. That Sky didn't know, right? Sky didn't know that she wasn't Alan's, or did she? I don't remember, but Franco didn't.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess we have the two right there. So that's it. Alan's jealous side came out later when Rick Weber returned to town to be part of Laura Spencer's upcoming wedding. Alan was livid to see his wife in several animated conversations with Rick, and even more upset to see them dancing together at Luke's during a party for the hospital. He warned Rick to keep his hands off his wife, and Monica reveled in Alan's attention. Alan and Monica later reconciled after Rick was killed in 2002.
I'm glad that all your past lovers don't need to die for you to reconcile with the other person.
Yeah.
In 2004, Lila died in her sleep. The whole family was grief-stricken. Oh, why do you make me read that? That's so sad. However, none of them could claim any of Lila's money for 1 month. Lila had left a stipulation in her will that a judge would award her estate to the person who acted the most virtuous in the next month. I love Lila. Mm-hmm. Monica and Alan were disqualified within the first week after they tried to conspire against the rest of the family, which is not shocking at all. In 2005, AJ faked his death as part of a complicated plot to frame his ex-wife, Courtney Matthews, for murder and eventually kidnapped his son, Michael. Alan and Monica blamed each other for failing to show AJ enough love and attention, and once again, a rift began in their marriage. When AJ turned up alive and was subsequently murdered, Alan and Monica separated.
I'm sorry.
I just love that that's the storyline. Like, yeah, we were together, but then our son came back from the dead, and then he was killed for real, so we just had to split.
Monica also believed that she had witnessed Michael killing AJ and helped in the cover-up, though eventually it was revealed that her grandson was not to blame. Oh, so that's another murder that Michael has been...
Yeah, just a few.
Okay. Oh, that's one of the murders, Jason, Claudia. Didn't he cover for...
Yes, there Michael? You go.
Is that one of the ones that remember that he was
I think so.
Tried for? Okay. If you don't know what we're talking about,
you have to listen to Monday where we're confused about something else.
Yep. Alan blamed Jason for AJ's death and paired up with Michael's therapist, Asher Thomas, to get Michael away from Sonny and back in the Quartermaine mansion. Monica wanted to end their marriage over Alan's treatment of Jason. Ironic, because she didn't want anything to do with him at the beginning, and now she's, all Team Jason. And his handling of the whole affair, and vowed to leave as soon as he recovered.
Alan began acting secretive, and Monica finally learned that his secret was that he knew that AJ had wanted his brother Jason killed years earlier after the accident that left Jason with permanent brain damage. She wanted to leave him even after his heartfelt confession that he had saved Jason from certain death that night, even though he couldn't be sure how it would turn out. Alan felt like he was given a new chance with Jason when an experimental drug left Jason with complete amnesia and tried desperately to get his son to come home. But Monica told him the truth. Monica and Alan, eventually patched up their differences and decided to remain married again.
And that's another one we can do. How many times has Jason had amnesia?
How many experimental things have they tried on Jason?
In February 2007, Monica was frantic when many of her family were trapped and held hostages in the Metro Court Hotel. Jerry Jacks had locked down the hotel and trapped everyone inside when he waited to open a briefcase from Lorenzo Alcazar. Alan had suffered a heart attack, and while he was held hostage and was the only hostage released early, he collapsed as he exited the hotel and was taken immediately into surgery. Monica performed the surgery, and we're not even going to get into that. But she knew that his chances at survival were slim due to the extensive damage his heart had suffered. She was able to profess her love for her husband one final time before he died. And that was it. She hasn't had any love interests for 14 years.
Maybe she can hook up with Dante. We can go back to that younger lover.
Ew. No, not do that.
It might be better than Sam, because I'm over that storyline.
And then I just added that Monica later presented Sam with Alan's ring to give to Jason on their wedding day. That was sweet.
That was sweet.
That was very sweet.
Mm-hmm. We already mentioned the MacGyver and Prince Charming when we were talking about it. But again, I don't think she had too many lovers. It's just the fact that every single time she's married.
Yeah.
So
well, Pierce, she technically, they were separated. They were separated, so she was married. Okay.
Yeah, but that's still not that was bad, but that's not as bad. Like Ned, she was married whenever she was with Ned.
Yes.
And Sean, she was married whenever she was with Sean.
And when she was with Rick, she was married to his brother at one point and Alan at one point.
Right.
A couple points.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
We should give her that would be, we don't need like steamy love scenes, but we could bring some older gentlemen in for these women.
Right.
Let's go. Monica could definitely flirt it up with some,
yes. Maybe
one of the AA guys.
Yeah, because she's been, did I leave that in there?
I don't know what you're talking about, so I can't help you.
She, I'm sorry, I thought I left it in there. She basically blamed Jason for losing everybody because she lost Alan, and then a few months later, she lost Emily, and she had lost AJ.
Right.
And that's when she started drinking. But she's been in AA since, I believe, 2008.
Okay.
So
I was going to say, I don't know when she finally stopped. I knew that it was all that loss.
Her love story, so that's why.
Right.
I meant to mention that maybe I did mention that on Monday's episode that she had been in since 2008.
I don't know.
We literally just recorded it like an hour ago, and I
can't tell you. I don't think you did, because I think 2008 would have stuck out to me.
Okay.
But anyway, yes, I knew why she had started drinking. I just didn't know when she stopped.
The thing is, for the first year that I don't know if it's the first year that you are in AA, but basically you're not supposed to be in a relationship.
Yes. Right. You got to focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So as long as she finds an older gentleman that has been in it for longer than a year.
Maybe she can be with Gregory.
Oh, that would be good.
When he and Jackie get divorced, she can be with Gregory.
Yes. I would like that. I think I like him. He just needs more lines, more conversation. Because I'm tired of hearing him talk about his marriage with Chase.
Yes. Let's get her hooked up.
Okay.
Let's hook them up.
I approve.
Do it.
Stamp of approval.
Sweet. But that was fun. I wish that we had more time.
Yes.
To just dedicate. I wish we were able to dedicate more of our time to just watching. And I wish that we could go take a road trip out to that film place that has all the shows.
Yes.
It's in Pennsylvania. We have to find it.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay.
Road trip.
Or if, General Hospital ABC could just put all of them on.
I don't understand why they can't do that.
I would pay premium for that. I would pay extra.
I would too. Or even a whole DVD collection. Like, I know it's absurd.
Years, I would pay.
They could make some serious money off that, though, because DVD collections are insane.
I would pay a couple $100 for that.
Yeah.
Have 58 years of General Hospital.
Right.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Or break it up into decades.
Mm-hmm.
Give us the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s.
Right.
I'm still going to buy them all, but...
Or they could do it by character. Like, there was one, it's still in my basement, I'm sure, of the best weddings.
Yes.
That you could watch. I think it had Felicia's. I know it had Alan and Lucy's.
SNL does that, or used to do it, where they had like the best of Will Ferrell, the best of Myers. Yeah.
They could do that, and that would like everything together for us. Like my sound effect there. Put everything together.
We can edit all that out.
Yeah.
We have to watch the extras. Okay.
That's what they should do.
I like it.
I've decided.
Done.
Okay.
Let's do it. So we hope that you enjoyed our little recap of Monica and her lovers.
But as always, fill us in on what we're missing.
Please do. And join us on Monday as we talk about this week's episodes, and have a happy Valentine's Day.
Aw, that's so cute. I don't think of Valentine's Day as a holiday anymore because it's my niece's birthday.
Oh.
So that kind of just...
Well, happy birthday to
cancels out. So have a good weekend.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.